truth.
Welcome back, guys, to another Clash Royale video. Today we're taking a look at this new triple legendary miner deck that I'm using on my main account. It's very similar to the old miner cycle decks that a lot of people were using, but instead of using the mini P.E.K.K.A, I've switched it out for the Lumberjack, and instead of using the Princess, I'm using the Poison Spell instead, and I'll explain why a little bit later on in a replay. But here's the deck itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple replays, and then we'll finish off with a live battle. So here we are, guys, facing off against this level 10 opponent. Now, it's actually been a couple days since I've seriously trophy pushed on this account. I've actually taken a little bit of a break on it. I haven't really played since the season reset. I have been playing with some different decks, just testing stuff out, but not really seriously trophy pushing. So today, trying to push back up in trophies, using this miner cycle deck, doing an aggressive push on the left-hand side with that miner as well as the Poison Spell. And that was a ton of elixir spent, but looking back at it, that was a total 7 elixir cost, taking out a 5 elixir pump, as well as doing some decent damage to a 5 elixir wizard. So in the end, I think it was a pretty even elixir trade. Gonna go ahead and use the cannon to distract the giant, and then use the Valkyrie in the back to take out the wizard. And that's why I love having the Valkyrie in all of my decks. She's a great card to go in the back behind a tank to take out all the support troops because of her high health, high damage, and splash attack. Now Goblin going back in there, getting a little bit of chip damage, as well as the Ice Wizard. And I'm going to sit back here and start building up my elixir once again. But my opponent has a bomb tower in his deck, which actually throws me off. As you can see, as soon as he drops the bomb tower, I hit 10 elixir, and I kind of sit there for a couple of seconds. I wasn't sure what to do because I wanted to damage that tower on the left-hand side, but I knew there was no way I was going to be able to get the Lumberjack all the way to the tower with that bomb tower standing there. So I went ahead and used the miner by itself, hoping to get a little bit of chip damage to the tower. He ends up using the Ice Wizard to counter and also use the Electric Pump in the top right corner. So I'm going to counter that pump with a Poison Spell, and all I really want to do is prevent my opponent from developing too much of an Elixir advantage. Now once again, he's coming in with a giant push, so going to go ahead and use the cannon to distract it with the Valkyrie in the back to take out the Ice Wizard. Now my opponent drops down some minions, so I'm going to go ahead and counter them with my Ice Wizard, and I'm forced to use the Zaspel there just to save the Ice Wizard, because if I didn't, the minions would have survived and then went on to kill the Valkyrie, which probably would have let the giant get to my tower, getting a couple hits off. Now once again, he was using that bomb tower, so I'm going to sit back. There's no way I can get that Lumberjack or the Goblins to the tower with a minor push while the bomb tower is standing there. So I want to play defensively and hopefully wait for that bomb tower to be out of rotation. And that's actually my main attack strategy with this deck right here, is to play defense, and then whatever troops are left over after a defense, I support them by spending 3 more elixir on a miner to do a counter push. I don't usually like doing aggressive pushes with this miner strategy. The only times I actually do are when I know my opponent is low on elixir or their counter cards are out of rotation. For example, if a battle starts out and my opponent places down an elixir pump in the corner and I have a good starting hand like a miner, a Zaspel, and a Lumberjack, that's when I'll do an aggressive miner push. Otherwise, I'll try and play defense, and then whatever troops are left over after a defense, I only have to spend 3 more elixir on a miner to set up a counter push. Now, doing some pretty clutch defenses here on the left-hand side, my opponent is keeping the pressure on, cycling giant after giant, and I'm doing a pretty good job at pulling those giants into the middle of the base with that cannon, slowing them down with the Ice Wizards, and then taking them out with the Goblins as well as the Valkyrie. So here we are, guys, hitting the overtime period. Gonna go ahead and use the Lumberjack to take out that Wizard. And the Lumberjack is actually going to do a counter push for me. Now looking back at it, I probably should have used the miner to support the Lumberjack, but I was expecting my opponent to use the bomb tower earlier, and I was expecting the Lumberjack to get distracted and not even make it to the tower, but thankfully it was able to make it to the tower, and in only a couple of hits, it brings the tower all the way down to 950 health. Now my opponent, once again, coming in with a pretty aggressive giant minion Ice Wizard Lumberjack push, but thankfully once again using that cannon to pull in the giant in the middle, using the Ice Wizard to take out the minions. Now I have a decent counter push going back here with the Lumberjack up front as well as the miner there, and this is what I mean about using those defensive troops on a counter push and supporting them with a miner, and right here getting the 1 crown victory. Let's go ahead, guys, to the next replay. So here we are, guys, facing off against this person using your typical giant poison guards Lumberjack strategy, which it almost seems like everybody and their uncle is using right now in Legendary Arena. So he's going to start out with a push on the left-hand side with the giant way in the back behind his King Tower. So I'm going to counter by using my Ice Wizard on the same lane. I'm not ready to go on the offense yet. Like I said in the previous replay, my main strategy is to play defense, and then whatever counter troops are left alive, that's when I do a counter push. So giant coming up here, Ice Wizard going up to the bridge as well, Gonna go ahead and use the cannon to try and pull the giant over, and then use the Valkyrie to tank the Lumberjack. Now the poison spell here is extremely important because it allows the Valkyrie to win the trade against the Lumberjack, which distracts the Musketeer longer, allowing the cannon to take out the giant. If I didn't use that poison spell, the Lumberjack would have killed the Valkyrie, and the Musketeer would have turned around, killing the cannon, allowing the giant Musketeer combo to go on and do some good damage to my tower. Now right here, I'm going to go on the offense with a minor Lumberjack push on the right hand side, because I have a pretty decent hand with the Zaspel, the Goblins, as well as the minor and the Lumberjack. Now fortunately for me, my opponent uses the pump at the exact same time. Now I know, looking back at it, it seems as if he used the pump after I already started my push, but in the game itself, there's a delay built in 1 second after every card you place before it activates, so he probably used a pump before my minor even went down, so he didn't know I was using the push yet. But fortunately for me, we did a solid amount of damage to the tower, bringing it down to 350 health. Now once again, he's coming in with the giant push on the left hand side, so I'm going to get ready for this defense once again. Cannon going down in the middle to pull the giant, into the middle of the base. Now I'm going to go ahead here, because he just used his mini P.E.K.K.A, I'm going to try and sneak in the minor by itself on the right hand side. And the reason I did that is I know my opponent would either do one of two things. He would either defend his tower, which means he has less elixir available to support his push in the left hand lane, or he wouldn't defend it, and the minor by itself would be able to take out the tower, giving me the 1 crown lead. And as you saw, he didn't defend his tower, so I have a 1 crown lead in this battle. With 58 seconds left and both of my towers sitting pretty much at full health, all I really have to do is just keep defending, and I should be able to hold out for the 1 crown victory. So once again, my opponent starting out another giant push in the left hand lane. Gonna go ahead and use the Ice Wizard once again to counter it. Now the Ice Wizard cannon combo is super strong on defense, guys. The cannon pulls the giant into the middle, while the Ice Wizard slows it down long enough, allowing the cannon as well as both towers to do enough damage to take out that level 8 giant. Now pretty clutch defense in the back there, taking out the mini P.E.K.K.A Lumberjack combo. So overall, things are going pretty well. He only got a little bit of poison damage to my tower, and now there's only 23 seconds left, so it's looking even more likely like I'll be able to get the 1 crown victory. Once again, he's coming in with that level 8 giant. Gonna go ahead and use the cannon to distract it, as well as the Ice Wizard to slow it down. Poison spell going down, slowing down the Musketeer as well as the mini P.E.K.K.A, giving the Goblins as well as the Valkyrie time to take him out. And here we are, guys, in a couple seconds, getting that 1 crown victory and beating the giant poison support deck. So definitely feel pretty good there. Let's go ahead and do a live battle. So here we are, guys, facing off against a level 10. Give me all good luck. Now, I said before that I don't have the Princess in this deck, I have the Poison instead, and the reason is in my opinion, the Poison is way more reliable, because ever since the Princess nerf, she's really hard to rely on, because she just misses some troops here and there, and when you're defending in a really important situation, you need to rely on that card to take out all the troops that it needs to take out. So what are we going to do here? Maybe one of these, and have the Zaspel available for whatever. Is this poison worthy? Maybe, maybe not. Probably was a little bit too aggressive there, but at least the poison spell is doing work to that pump and preventing him from getting an elixir advantage. So he has the minion horde as well as the minions and the lava hound. Now that's the one weakness of this deck, guys, is air defense. I have no air defense, and I don't even have a good hand right here to do a counter push and force him to spend elixir, which is really unfortunate, because now he's going to use a minion horde in the back behind that lava hound, and I don't have any air defense to take it out. Let's go ahead and zap these guys right here, this right here with this right here. There we go. Now hopefully the Ice Wizard can kill that minion right there. Come on, come on, come on. No. So we're going to poison all this. Thankfully the tower finished off that one minion. Poison spell should hopefully take out all of those lava pups. But we did take a little bit of damage there. Now the problem is he has a minion horde, whereas if I do any one of these pushes, his minion horde counters my entire push. So I have to have the poison spell available for a push or the Ice Wizard zap combo. Otherwise I can't do a push, because there's no point spending 7 elixir when I know it's going to be countered by a minion horde. So we're going to do something stupid here. I'm going to use my only air defense card on the right hand side. And here we go. Let's do this. Zap all this. There we go. Poison all this right here. And the poison spell, I think, was wasted. But I think we're keeping the pressure on. Go ahead and use the cannon to distract this lava hound. The cannon should also be able to take out that mini P.E.K.K.A. No, we're going to ignore it. Hopefully the tower finishes it off. And then do a Lumberjack push here on the right hand side with this and this here. Poison all this. Now unfortunately 2 of those minions went to the other side there, which is really unfortunate. Valkyrie to tank these lava pups. Goblins as well. So now we have another push like this, but I don't have... I think he has his minion horde back. So can we do this, and maybe a poison spell? Okay, here. There we go. Unfortunately, that was a bit late. Let's go ahead and use this Ice Wizard. Save the Zap spell. Pull this guy over once again with the cannon, I think. And use this miner here. Let's go all in for a push right here. Can we do it? If not, I'm really screwed here if this doesn't work. And it didn't work, guys. Actually, 1 health left. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Poison spell. There we go. Getting the victory, guys. There we go. That was so close. Give him the old good game. Like I said, this deck does lack a little bit in the air defense. And that's why it was so hard against that Lava Hound deck. If I had some more air defense, like a Musketeer or something like that, it's a lot easier to take out that Lava Hound deck. But we made it work anyways. But that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.